Welcome to my new apartment. As you can see, I just installed my brand new Wind Waker poster, along with a few other posters right next to my lamp. I got some Zelda posters here, Fire Flower hanging on my front door, all my games, all my figures, all my... Okay, so I'm only joking. This is no apartment tour or anything like that, so, hey everyone, it's DJ Alex14, Al for short. And, I haven't been able to say that in forever, huh? It's been a while since I even got to talk to you guys on my channel, period. So as you may or may not know, especially if you follow my socials, mainly my Twitter and my Instagram, I had probably the worst last few months. Not as bad as in like the worst of all time, but like far from that, but damn was it miserable. I should mention that I was originally going to do this unscripted, and I did, but at the same time I cringed the whole time I was reviewing it, and I didn't even want to bother editing or posting the original recording. I also broke down a couple of times, which I don't think anyone would want to see. They probably seen enough of that back in 2020, and I thought it would be better if I just did this when I was calm and collected. I'm feeling a lot better now, and I'm ready to talk to you guys, and I'm ready to put this to rest once and for all. For those of you who saw my Instagram reel long ago, which was basically me venting in subtitles with music in the background, basically a gist of how things have been these last couple of months. Please understand that it was basically nothing more than an act of self-sabotage. Yeah, it's meant to be a confession to the community and my friends, but it was nothing more than a note that I wrote during a tremendous mental breakdown. I had fully planned to do something I was going to regret after posting that reel because, well, I had given up on myself once again, and I had lost all faith in that scenario. Seeing so many friends basically leave me and knowing that I fell into that trap that costed me my own friendships, almost my career, all that pretty much took the last amount of hope I had left, and I'll go into further detail about that near the end. Because it's some serious shit that I went through. Let's just get this over with so I can finally put this to rest. I can finally, put the past behind me. To start, I had a great start to the year. Having attended a convention at the beginning of January, meeting new friends, finally being able to catch on videos for once, and getting lots of positive feedback. Like, I'm still surprised of all the support I've gotten on my Be My Secret vlog, and even that video that I made that was supposed to be for Halloween. I'm jumping ahead, though. I won 3rd place in a cosplay contest in front of the whole city of Phoenix, and it was in a novice category because I'm obviously not an expert cosplayer. At least, I don't think so. Maybe not yet. My signature Ash Ketchum cosplay, well, my Kalos Ash Ketchum cosplay got a lot of recognition, and that was like the best part, was just my cosplay getting lots of recognition by like everybody. Lots of good, some bad, but I was like, for the most part, I was happy. On like the bigger half, I was happy. Things didn't start getting weird up until March though. Started off great. Basically, I went to another anime con that I attended in Flagstaff, Arizona, and hopefully you guys will be able to see that vlog soon. It was called Kikori Con, and it was run by the same companies who do Saboten Con, and it was a lot of fun. Even more fun that it actually snowed over there. Like, I have never been in a place shrouded in snow before, and it was so fun, it was so amazing, and I definitely want to do it again. And it was really something that I could scratch off of my bucket list, just being in a land shrouded in snow. Granted, it snowed in Tucson before, but up in the mountains, specifically Mount Lemmon, that was really short-lived back in 2020 especially. And it was a nice little vacation that I got to take with my friends too. And it was just the best time. I really can't wait to share it with you guys once I get caught up with stuff. I mean, just look at us. There's me, there's my 3 besties. Really love these guys. Follow their pages, follow their socials. They're just amazing. And I'm very grateful for them hanging with me and just us enjoying each other, However, after getting back home from Flagstaff, things started getting really weird. To start, it was sort of an international issue, I guess. I'm pretty sure you guys remember the time where gas prices went up, prices starting inflating everywhere, and I was working a part-time job at the time, and they started cutting my hours. That alone put a dent in my plan to continue living here in Phoenix, not gonna lie. It made things really hard because, like, I had very few hours to work. I was working so few hours that I wasn't even getting much out of it. Not to mention the store that I was working at was already understaffed. It started to become a struggle to even stay there, and like I had to, for some reason, only go on days that they wanted me, which made no sense. That also resulted in me having to work a new full-time job that my old man used to work for. And I'll be honest, I did not like working there. Not only did I have to miss my own birthday because of it, but it was 2 weeks that I will just never get back. Granted, I did get to celebrate a little bit the weekend before I began the new job, and me and a few friends got together at the park. Share a few pictures right here. I had a great time, but after that, the CSR job that I was working mentally destroyed me. It was one of those things where I had to work a desk and going on the computer and selling things like radiators, condensers, and crash parts to both regular customers and business customers. I even had to answer the phone for a few customers. And that alone really made me anxious because, like, when it comes to answering the phone and talking to strangers, especially when they expect a lot out of me, it made my anxiety levels skyrocket, and it just wasn't for me. I couldn't survive more than 2 weeks there. It was too stressful. It destroyed me, and I couldn't survive, so I just resigned after 2 weeks. But that doesn't mean the weirdness stops there. Despite being unemployed, I was still able to attend Phoenix Fan Fusion, and another vlog that I hope to post soon. It was big, a little too big though. I got lost often. I couldn't exactly do everything I planned on doing. I couldn't see all of my friends, and right after that, I was horribly depressed and unemployed. Didn't help that the apartment I was living at basically rebranded and raised the rent even more, and I just straight up decided to get the hell out of there. I spent an entire week looking for new places to live, and I came across this place I'm living in right now. This ain't the prettiest place, but hey, it's what we could afford. If you guys are wondering, yes, I am working again. I did find another job, but I'm back to working retail. Full-time, which means they're gonna have me working weekends too. I may have to miss a couple of things. I may have to have an inconsistent schedule once again, but hey, I gotta do whatever I can to survive, right? But still, it was stressful. I was unhinged. I couldn't focus. I wasn't myself. My anger got the better of me way too many times. And I isolated from my friends and my family. Yeah, I went mad. And it wasn't pretty. This stuff's rough, okay? Okay, it's rough. Oh my gosh. It's rough when you're isolating and basically pushing away people you really love and care about, because it causes all these mental breakdowns, and those mental breakdowns make things even worse because not even my best friends wanted to talk to me. On top of that, it's been a year since I moved to Phoenix, and a year later, I still don't have much to show. I'm always happy to go and attend local events around town and, have some fun, but I'd be even happier if I looked after myself better. Just my luck, I'm really sorry I really didn't get back to you guys like I said I would. I was busy moving, and I was healing, and as a good friend of mine put it, healing isn't linear. We wish it was, but now it's time to get now it's time that we get into what's been bothering me for a while. The big reason as to why I was so mentally out of it, not wanting to do anything I enjoyed, and I never wanted to use this platform to talk about this sort of thing because I'm afraid it would become a problem and it would do more damage to myself and others. But as I said in the beginning of this video, I need to put this to rest and I want to move on. There was this friend that I had a falling out with recently where it was just decided on my behalf that it's best that we just part ways. But, you know, we were good friends for 5 months, and it was one of those things where I thought I could trust this person, but they abused my trust to the point where I just didn't want to interact with them anymore. It made me not want to respond to their texts. It led to me blocking them on social media, cutting ties altogether. And this alone did a lot of damage to me, my friendships, all of it. Without going into this person's identity. Because for one, I do not advocate hunting people down and harassing them. And the stuff that they do is in their personal life is entirely their prerogative. And, you know, I will respect that. Respect the other side too. This person found me on social media and proceeded to hype up every single one of my posts. This was around maybe September and October. And this person thought that I was like the most awesome dude they've ever met. They admired the fact that I was always this person who basically made sure everyone felt safe at cons, and I was always nice to everyone and making friends and putting out good content. And they saw me basically shut down certain drama in the community, and they admired that too. That's something that I always take great pride in doing, is because I never liked drama, especially when it involves my own friends. I'm the kind of person who, like, you know, mess with me, but you don't mess with my friends. But I digress. I should also mention that this person was, how do I put it, legally disabled. As in, legally diagnosed with something of a spectrum. And I'm not saying that I'm against that or anything, because I myself am also on the spectrum, but in a different way. It makes us socially awkward, but for me, I've kind of learned how to overcome it if I wanted to. However, just because someone's on the spectrum, that does not excuse actions such as stalking, manipulating, gaslighting, and guilt tripping. Because guess what? All the above happened. All of it happened. While we were at KikoriCon in March, I had basically heard that someone got touched when they didn't want to be touched. And they were touched in a place where they didn't want to be touched. And the incident involved that person. And they told me right after that my friends were the ones in the wrong, that they were pointing fingers and that I shouldn't be friends with them anymore. They had me convinced that the community was full of toxic people and I shouldn't talk to or interact with them anymore. The only reason why I grew closer to this person was because they seemed like they had no other friends but me and maybe one other person. I feel bad for this person, but that doesn't mean I'm going to excuse them for their actions in any way, shape, or form. Now, I'm going to review with you guys a few common manipulative tactics that you guys should really watch out for. Those being gaslighting, playing the victim, and killing you with kindness. Let's start with gaslighting. Gaslighting is amongst the more common manipulative tactics, and it's basically where someone says things that basically makes you question yourself and your sanity. They tell you these things that will basically twist your thoughts, make you believe their side over everyone else's, and if you don't believe them, it could lead to even more danger. Next is playing the victim card, which is painstakingly obvious, blaming everything that isn't you. You're portraying yourself as an innocent victim that was badly hurt by others, when they didn't really hurt you in the first place. You just make it look bad. They look all helpless and small and believe that they've done no wrong, and they'll make you apologize because they simply refuse to take responsibility for their actions. Lastly, killing you with kindness. A manipulative tactic that we especially need to be careful for, because that's where one is overly kind and nice to you, bringing you gifts, treating you to things like an early movie premiere, and it leaves them basically wanting more out of you. Those things, on top of taking advantage over my trusting and sensitive side, that's what I had to put up with. I've had a few other friends reach out to me about this person because even they saw the red flags. My own parents saw the red flags when they met that person one day. The thing is it doesn't even stop there. There's the icing on the putrid cake, and then comes the cherry on top of that rancid sundae. After all of that, I tried so hard to patch things up with all of my best friends, and even trying to reunite with them at some point. And guess what? It didn't really happen. It never really happened. I never got a warm welcome back, at least not in the way I expected, but that's 100% a me problem. And I tried reuniting with them back at Phoenix Fan Fusion, but to no avail. For many reasons, the place being too big, me being overwhelmed, not being able to do everything. Yeah. After the con was over, I was hurt. I was really hurt. Not only was I horribly depressed and unemployed, but I felt like I had failed my own friends, and I looked like an utter shame to the entire community. It felt like my world had crumbled. The stuff's rough. It's just rough. And the person who did me wrong just gets to go about their life like nothing happened. That's the unfortunate part. It's that the wrongdoers basically get no consequences. And instead, all the pain goes to those who were wronged. And I was wronged. I was done so much wrong, and no justice was made. All through June, and somewhat July, I've had to live with this pain. Every day. I was despondent. Barely caring about anything. Living as one already dead. It felt like the person who manipulated and gaslighted me took nearly everything I loved away from me. And any attempts from my friends to comfort me were futile. I hardened my heart, and I said some very harsh things, and I pushed away people I really cared about. And like I said, that I made that Instagram reel with the full intent of harming and sabotaging myself right after, because I felt that I lost all hope. That loss of hope made me isolate and have constant mental breakdowns. My mind was in a constant fog, to the point where I could not pick myself up to do anything I loved. It was an absolutely terrible way to live. I missed so many chances on so many things that I will never get back. And it's only up until recently, when I started reaching out to people and getting out more, when I started healing back up. I got to hang with a few friends. I got to go to another Gambate meetup. I guess I'll share a little bit about that later. I got to attend a Smash tournament, something I really miss doing, and I got to go to a friend's pool party. It was a lot of fun times, and I'm very grateful for those fun times too, because I had to, I had to start healing up somehow. And now we're here. I've been working a new job and been trying to make things work, and I've been feeling a lot better. So, I went through a lot of hell these past couple of months, and I'm still healing from it. And, I did learn an important lesson from all this, though. As a cosplayer and a con goer, it's important that you be careful who you associate yourself with. Like I know sometimes I'm too nice, but with that comes being too naive. So that's what happened. And it took a lot of mental struggles and the help of my friends in my community for me to finally put the past behind me. I got it all out now, and it's time to move on. This is the end to that cursed past. For those of you who didn't see my post on Instagram, the one about me being at crossroads as a creator, whether or not I enjoy it, or that I never like things like looking at analytics, checking notifications, all that jazz. I'm still sticking with the plan of basically focusing on consistent content, finishing what I started, and just, I guess we can say, barreling through without thinking about it. And by it, I mean algorithms and anxieties. I'll just make the most important videos, experiment, and then reevaluate what I did. It just took a little bit of time for me to get going again, especially after the big move, So, yeah, hopefully I'll be back to doing that. Anyways, with that, I gotta go. It is pretty late at night. I really should be sleeping. I go in early. And to those of my friends who may be watching this, I hope you can all forgive me. And I'm sorry if I haven't quite been the friend you deserve. But I still love you all. And I'll still create content. I'll still create videos. I'll still post to social media because you guys mean a lot to me. All right, I think that's it now. I better go to bed before I stay up any later. See you guys later. DJ Alex 14 out. Woo! Okay.